So basically, when it comes to the latest episode, episode six of with this anime of only if you are level to make it through. I kind of what I personally want to say here is that basically with this anime of the episode six, I definitely want to say here personally, I really want to say this and just to be real, just for people to really understand here. Seeing a cat girl based in this anime was really quite something very special. And it really actually is. And I really definitely do think that she is going to be a really hidden gem, basically, in this anime. I definitely do think that she really actually is. And I really definitely do think that she's really is going to be such a compassionating person when it comes to this anime. This is also could play such a pivotal role and to base it of this triangle that we really are in. It really actually is, and this could really set up the stage for a lot of different similarities and stuff like that. It can really personally that it really can. I personally will definitely think that this cat girl, either that she's going to get along with some of the people that she's going to meet with Oscar and also Yadiko, whatever you want to pronounce his name. And the question is, could there be a very good possibility? Could we see some jealousy interaction that could really basically could play a pivotal role basically into this moment that it really could happen. Nobody really does not know if that is a really pivotal basically a possibility that it really basically could happen. But I one person want to say here is that if you take it for examples as dogs and cats do normally they do get along with each other, unless they are trained to basically they are trained to supposed to be basically to supposed to get along with each other. In other words, is basically that in other words, is that cats do have affections for humans. Dogs do have affections for humans. Sometimes cats do have affections for dogs. Sometimes dogs do have affections for cats. And personally, to be honest with you, dogs do like cats because they're very curious. They want to know what makes them tick. They want to know like what's their curiosity. What are they really actually that they really base it that they definitely do and stuff like that. It's kind of like the saying like curiosity killed a cat or curiosity killed a dog or curiosity killed a hamster or a lizard or whatever, etc., etc., etc. And personally, basically, to be honest with you, I definitely would think that whoever her name is Kashri, I think that's her name, Kashra or Kashri. I definitely think that's her name. She is not human or anything like that. She's basically a bespoke person. Basically, I guess you probably would say that she probably is, or maybe that she just probably just a cat person, basically in general. Maybe that she really actually is. But the question is she basically going to get along with the with you know basically with the main cast? Is she really actually is, or maybe that she's really is not, or maybe that she's really just maybe that she's gonna pretty much just like to toy around with her new friends, or maybe that she's probably gonna be in a basically being maybe being a jealous basically a different type of basic kind of a person because to be honest with you, when she comes basically into the stage, it's kind of like setting a new chess piece basically out there to see what things are really basically abroad that basically gonna be. And to be honest with you, when you see new players really actually basically come into the picture, you probably would basically ask yourself when you meet a new person. When you meet a new person, either that person's gonna like you, or is the person's gonna not gonna like you, or anything like that, or maybe the person will just probably will think like, you're just not my type. You're just not basically for me, or you're just not really basically like you really basically want to be. Now, one thing I definitely do want to point out basically in the comments, this is not on my video or anything like that. But this is basically on the video I'm watching, and I definitely do think that this is very important, and I definitely do agree with this. If I can find a comment and let me see here. If I can find it. Let's see here. Uh, Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so this person right here, I'm not gonna name the person. He says, or he or she says, I want the human guy to be with the cat girl, would be peak. I think to be a person to be honest with you, in peak level that I guess that probably will be peak. I guess I don't know or anything like that. I really don't know. But personally, best to be honest with you and stuff like that, I definitely do think that he makes a very good point, or he or she, whoever the person is, the person makes a very good point and stuff like that. Because I definitely do think there is a very good pinnacle moment that maybe that one Yakuri, whatever you want to pronounce his name, that there is a very good possibility that he could basically end up being with the cat girl. But there's a problem with that because Tatsuki is basically he probably knows the cat girl, he probably knows her, and I'm assuming them two or probably were friends, or they were used to be dating like a long time ago. That's what basically what it feels to me. That's basically what I think. But I'm not really 100% sure if that really basically was the case. So I'm definitely thinking is that the cat girl, she probably does have a very good affection based on the MC, basically in this end, which means the main protagonist, which is Takashi. So that's the question. So that's the question. But I'm really kind of wondering like how is I'm also kind of wondering about basically with Asuka. How would Asuka react also basically well too? Because I think Asuka would. I don't think that she wouldn't be jealous. I don't think that she really wouldn't. But even though she admitted back in the last episode, basically episode 5, she said that yeah, I'm a little jealous because I don't like what I see basically going on. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see where this base is really unfold. Now, there's one thing, one personal definitely do think I definitely want to talk about. I think this is also very important, and I definitely do this can create some drama also as well too. If you look back in the past, episode 5, I no, actually it was this episode where basically one of the bullies basically got hurt or something like that, and basically yeah, she is. Now I'm not 100% sure if this was confirmed or really or not. He said that when Asuka basically came up to one of the bullies, the one with the pierce on the ears, she said she was like wondering like what happened and something like that, what maybe caused the situation or anything like that. And the only thing I can only think of is that did he really get beat up by his own friends, or maybe that he really didn't, or maybe that he really actually did. Now we really do not know if this was a confirmed or not, if he was really actually was beat up by his own friends or something like that. However, if he really was beat up by his own friends, there must be a reason why he was beat up by his own friends. Because maybe they were thinking like they probably didn't like the Beast Folk person because he was basically like wanted to be more engagement basically with the main female protagonist. And that's what I definitely think. But here's a problem also as well too. He is a wild card also as well too, that he could play into the role basically with the main female protagonist also as well too. And that could be a very good basically be a very bad thing or a very good thing. But to be honest with you, I really am rooting for her to go out with the Beast Mode person because she and Tatsuki are pretty much has a personal connection basically with each other. But there could be a very good possibility that she could end up basically with the guy with the pierced ears, or maybe that she really won't, or maybe that she will, or anything like that. But one thing I like about her is that she's a very kind-hearted person, and she really actually is. And to be honest with you, the reason why I like her really a lot because she doesn't look at the world the way that she sees that way that she sees like everything is like sunshines and rainbows or anything like that. But she sees things in much more different, broader perspective because she has a kind heart. Because she definitely does. Because she couldn't basically, because she couldn't help with the fact because that one of the bullies basically got their knees hurt, basically got his knee hurt and stuff like that. And so in a way, she seems like she's the kind of girl like she doesn't know who she really wants to fall in love with, or maybe that she really actually does, or maybe that she's just exploring her options. Maybe that's what she really is basically trying to do, and maybe that's what she really wants to do. But the question is, who does she really want? Does she want Yokiri, or does she wants to basically the bully guy, or maybe that he wants, or maybe that she really wants the main protagonist was basically toxicity. Is that really a basic very good possibility? But I definitely do think there's a very good possibility that she could end up with the main MC basically it's anime. However, sometimes that really happens, but sometimes that really does not happen. Sometimes that really does, sometimes it really doesn't, because we've seen this back in many times different forward. Basically, when it comes to anime, if you look in the past, basically with Naruto, for example, a lot of people suspected that Naruto would probably would end up with Sakura, but guess what? That really did not happen because Naruto basically got married to Hinata because Naruto and Hinata had a personal connection between each other because Hinata really loves Naruto really a lot. I would support that idea, but a lot of people probably don't like that idea because probably saying like, yeah, let's just hate Hinata because she got married to Naruto and had like two kids. Because if you really think about it, why would Sakura would basically have a crush for Sasuke? Because she really actually likes Sasuke. Because that's what she really does. She really does love Sasuke. So, and to particular, just to be honest with you, Naruto did have a crush on Sakura. He did, but there's a reason basic for that. Basic for that. But this is also another reason basic also for that. He also said that he doesn't like people that who lies or anything like that. So that's something that Naruto probably doesn't like because that's something that he doesn't think like, yeah, hey, I don't like that. I don't like you lying. That's not the kind of person who you basically really are. I really want you to be with the guy who you really love was really the most. I don't like you basically saying that because that just really kind of turns me off and stuff like that. Personally, in my own view, if I were to go out with somebody that personally that lies about their own feelings and stuff like that, I would kind of just shy myself from the situation and say like, no, that's not what I want. I don't want to go out with a person that basically lies and just doesn't feel comfortable basically around me. But you basically just continue just saying like blah 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 blah. That's just basically what I definitely do think. So if you look at basically for other different animes and stuff like that, sometimes the main female protagonist really does not win with the main protagonist, but sometimes the main protagonist wins with the female protagonist. Sometimes that happens, sometimes that really doesn't. Sometimes it really does. That's just the base of the different of the tropes based of the anime. So I'm not really 100% sure if they're really actually going to be a confirmation if she really actually is going to win the heart of the MC or basically that she really is not. But I'll be very disappointed basically if that really is not the case. So we'll just have to wait and see where it basically is going to go with episode 7 because this year is kind of going kind of pretty fast going into the year of 2026. But yeah, it was the Sunwoods, and anyways, that's it for this video. Some of you guys say you guys agree with everything I say here. What you guys all thoughts about the new person basically playing the role based in this anime, the new cat girl based in the anime? I definitely do think that she is going to be a wild card. I definitely do think that she's going to be one person that's going to be really watched the most. And I definitely do think that. So yeah, but yeah, it was the Sunwoods. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have one day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please like one, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. exclusively comes along. And so I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys there. Take care. And I'll see you guys there. Take care. Bye.